Is your climate strategy solely or partly relying on carbon credits? Then you should really start to watch out, because increasingly we're seeing that using compensation and carbon credits is becoming riskier and riskier. Just within the last month, Apple lost in a German court on their claims that their new Apple Watch were carbon neutral, backed by compensation and carbon credits. And this is just the latest in a string of episodes where companies have been ruled out either in the public court or in a legal court. So in this video, I want to run over the risk case for carbon credits and give you some advice to how you can address all of this and move smarter. So my name is Jasper Steinhausen, and this is Outside Perspective, and as usual I give you perspectives on issues in the intersection between sustainability and business. So as I said, within the last few weeks Apple lost this case in a German court, and the reason was that they have based their carbon credits on a short-term eucalyptus project in Paraguay, and the court found that it was simply too short-lived a plant to deliver sustained over time the amount of carbon credits that it's supposed to. And on top of that, they commented that it's a really monoculture type of crops requiring lots of pesticides and high use of water. And on the back of that, well, they basically lost the case. And as I said, this is just one in a string of cases you can find where companies have lost either legally or, as I said, in the public court. So it is becoming increasingly risky because there is a lack of transparency, there is a lack of credibility, and most problematic, you could say, there is for many of the projects, not everything, I'll get back to that, but for many of the projects out there, they will not really deliver over time the carbon credits that they promise. So if you are relying on them to some extent, I would do a serious risk assessment on them. So of course, there are reasons and situations where it makes sense to use carbon credits. It could be, for me, there's two scenarios. One is that you want to progress faster, and so that means you put it on top of a decent effort that you're already putting in. And the other one can be that the solutions that you need, the technology is simply not there. So you cannot make the changes. You know what you want to make, but you can't. So I think these are two use case scenarios where carbon credits can be really meaningful. And if you have one of those, so you are using it for a meaningful purpose, then what you need to do is make a really comprehensive risk analysis and an assessment of your partner for carbon credits before you choose them. Because there are really good ones out there that are credible, they deliver results over time, they're trustworthy, they're backed by data, and they're monitored over time and controlled. So you will actually know then when you say, hey, this is it, we commit, we've bought this, that it will actually deliver over time. But there is also a lot out there that is, to say the least, a shady market. So at the lower end of this, they're not even worth the paper they're printed on. So you got to be really, really careful, and of course expect that the high quality, of course, has a different price tag. So expect to invest a little bit more, but it will also lower your risk significantly if you do so. Actually, I think the biggest business side to this is not the risk. It's the fact that if you use carbon credits, you will not get the chance to get some of all those benefits that are tied into actually making changes to your business. And those of you who've been following me for a while will know this type of argument, that what I do is help businesses figure out how do you do this in a way that actually helps you get rid of or solve some of the biggest problems and priorities you and your clients have. And of course, if you just buy credits in some form, you're going to miss out on all of that. And that is probably the biggest business opportunity. But as I said, if you for some reason want and need carbon credits, what I would urge you to do is take a good, long, extra and critical look at it, and how you use it, what partners you have, how you take it to market, how you communicate around this, to make sure that you don't end up waking up one morning with a shitstorm that you have not asked for and do not want. So let me know in the comments what you think about carbon credits. I would love to hear that. And of course, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.